I wasn't interested in looking at movies about thieves or deriving it from books about thieves. I wanted to go and hang with thieves and derive it from thieves.
I mean, I've done 100-some pictures. I'm most proud of, I think, if there were 2 or 3 pictures, Thief is certainly one of them.
I am the last guy in the world that you want to fuck with.
The work in it. And Michael.
I think first and foremost probably is that that he recognizes a good story. And then he can tell a good story.
I already had the screenplay for Thief when I did Jericho Mile.
I read the script and I just thought it was insane. The writing was great. The subject matter was good. So we put it together right away. Jerry Bruckheimer was the producer on Tuesday, and, you know, we got things together really quickly.
Look, I got some ABC type information for you, lady. I was state raised, and this is a dead place.
That was a tough subject, and I identify a lot of the subject matter that you tend to undertake about tough guys.
The authenticity kind of flowed from a man named John Santucci, who's the thief that Thief was based on.
I'm gonna be on your ass so much, you're gonna get careless. And on that day, I'm gonna be in that place.
And meeting Dennis Farina at that time, who was a detective, and Chuck Adamson and some of these characters in Chicago who were both detectives and thieves, all of whom came from the same neighborhood. They all knew each other growing up.
We hung out a lot. It was so great. It was the cops and the thieves and, you know, these stories. There was great respect for each other because the truth is, John's crew, and there was never any home invasions, and they never hurt anybody. They didn't do shit with guns.
No furs, no coin collections, no stock certificates, no cottage, no treasury bonds, no nothing. Just diamonds or cash.
Fine. I was not natively visual. I was not a visual artist as a kid. I had no interest in cameras or anything. And so I had to acquire some skill sets.
I've heard him say it before, and that is, I don't care what goes on in the world around outside of this frame. As long as I get it in the can, I can make the movie. And he is so, again, singularly focused on what's happening between the people on the screen.
What prompted you to shoot it in that way? I mean, sometimes people call it the MTV aesthetic, but Thief came out before MTV. Where did that come from?
Driving around the streets of Chicago at night, and you see all of the lights reflecting on the black pavement, and how do you get the black pavement to be like a mirror, and so you wet it down.
Everyone heard about after the fact that he just kept a water truck on his set all the time, just to constantly wet down streets.
I came to view Frank as kind of a rat in the maze, but it's a three-dimensional maze of city. And the kind of perspective that lights make when they're both reflected on the pavement and they're also in the sky, or they're reflected on the black paint of his car, it's always to feel like you're in a tunnel.
Michael, I mean, you have to understand the guy's good, but he's a workaholic.
He told us, never speak in contractions. Never say, I can't, or I won't be there. It's always, I cannot be there.
It means you are dreaming. This is payday. It is over.
Because in this guy's life, these thieves, everything had to be clear and specific so nothing got messed up.
He was very focused, Napoleonic, actually. You know, he's a loon, but he's good.
Thief is so authentic and meticulously researched and detailed, and then this stylistic approach comes in, the music of Tangerine Dream.
I try to bring audience into these characters in a very intimate way and subjectify the character as much as possible. What happens to this guy, what he's thinking, and what that means. I want you to feel the rage within Frank that he's containing.
He was untouchable because he was untouchable. Yeah. The minute that he fell in love, the minute he had something they could take from him, the minute they could put the bite on him, he was the man. Absolutely, he was the man.
I want to talk just a little bit about the Michael Mann immersion process. What point did you start having James Caan learn how to actually crack a safe?
You know, if you can actually do a thing, there's a certain confidence that shows up. you possess that ability. And so to be able to bring an actor like Jimmy to the point where he can really open a safe, he really knows his way around weapons.
Number one, there's a steady thing, you know, like this triangle, this like you literally extend your left arm into your right arm. And so you have this braced against here, and it's like, hey, it's very accurate, and there's this relaxed position, so to speak. You know, it was just like that. I mean, and it was dead. I mean, we got to shoot pretty good.
I thought he was a great actor, but it was James Caan, the man, that kind of credentialed him to really do Frank. He had very strong feelings. He is kinetic. He has that energy. That's who he is. That's who he is.
Well, you grow up in the suburbs?
Yes.
Right, right. What are you looking at? Huh?
No fear of anything. There's nothing you could do to me that I'm afraid of. I've had it all done to me. But I made that choice early to be, you know, very distinct and not give a shit about anybody.
There's lines in Thief that affected my life.
I am Joe, the boss of my own body, so what the fuck do I have to work for you for?
Insofar as I have always lived my life trying to be like James Caan, insofar as I am Joe, boss of my own life. I am Joe Boss, and I am Joe Boss of my own life.
You're an asshole.
That's lovely. I mean, what are you doing in your life that is so terrific?
My life is fine.
Tuesday Weld, you know, so the idea of her was really appealing. She had that kind of China doll, you know, presence. But she's been places. She's seen things, you know, she's had experiences, not all good. She had a certain kind of lusty worldliness about her. And it was charming to see some of the byplay between Tuesday and Jimmy Caan.
I'm a thief. I've been in prison, all right?
So what? I don't care.
So what?
Don't tell me.
So what? I never even told my wife that.
I don't
Who is
care.
now gone?
There's one guy in particular I want to mention. And this guy, Prosky, first time I've seen him on film.
I must have interviewed 70, 80 actors in New York. Jerry Bruckheimer and myself, we were casting in New York. I got to one point, and I remember saying to Jerry, look, am I thinking about this the wrong way? Because I can't have seen 70, 80 actors, and I don't like any of them. And then, sure enough, Robert Prosky came in, and, you know, after 4 lines of dialogue, this is the guy.
You one of those burned-out, demolished wackos in the joint? You're scary.
It was perfect. And you hadn't seen him, and he was fresh.
Your films are considered to be landmark examples of highly visual yet character-driven stories. Primal, extremely authentic, and influential.
I would describe Thief as a modernist picture, not because of how it uses cinematics, but because of the narrative. And it's designed to affect the way you think. That's a classical 20th century modernist notion.
Marvelous, very real. That's what is good about this film. The reality level of it is very exciting.
Okay, so we're both in agreement, all right?
Okay.